As parents, we all want to raise our children to grow up into adults that are responsible, successful, independent, smart, God-fearing. The list is endless. But then again, we have very important roles to play. There are do's and don'ts in parenting. So, here are 5 things not to do to our children if we want to achieve these goals effortlessly. Number 1, don't share or don't burden your children with your own personal issues. What do I mean by that? Probably financial issues. You're having financial situations. You haven't paid the rent. You haven't paid their school fees. You are in financial debt in your place of work and all of that. Don't come home and begin to pour that problem on your children. They do not have the mental and emotional capacity to bear all of these things. They have their own personal challenges too. So when you now compound issues for them with your own problem, you are raising children that will constantly grow up with anxiety. You will raise children that will constantly grow up being sorrowful, being afraid, always thinking that life is filled with problems. Number 2, as parents, don't always act clueless whenever you're faced with problems. In Nigeria, it is very common for us to see people that whenever they are faced with problems, they'll just say, by God's grace, I leave everything to God, and that is the end. Let your children see you trying to find solutions to your problems so that you don't end up raising children that will always believe that their help is always in the hands of other people. You don't end up raising children that will always be dependent on other people to help them solve their problems. That way, you are putting your children or you're making them grow and being at the mercy of other people. Yes, we will pray. Because most times when I talk to children, probably in the classroom, and I say, so what do you think we can do in this situation? You hear a lot of them say, madam, auntie, we will pray and pray and pray. It is good to teach children to pray and pray and pray. On the other hand, let us teach children how to prayerfully take decisions, how to prayerfully solve problems. It is one thing to pray. God is not going to jump down from heaven and come and solve a lot of problems for you. You will pray and you will take actions. So do not leave it at the stage of praying alone. Teach children to pray. Teach children to take actions. Teach them to prayerfully take actions. That is the right balance. Teach them how to go about, how to sort themselves out, how to look for solutions to their problems. Number 3, as parents, don't over pamper your children. Don't make children feel that the world revolves around them. Maybe in your house, your world revolves around them, but outside your house, the world is not going to revolve around them. So that you don't end up raising children that are entitled. You don't end up raising children that are self-centered. An over-pampered child most times is very self-centered because they believe everything is about them. They become very selfish. They to a very large extent, they are not very compassionate people because everything is about them. So if you think you're doing your children more good because you love them so much, probably is an only child. You find a lot of parents do that, an only child or an only son. In this our Nigeria, he's my only son. After 5 girls, God has blessed me with a son. After praying for 15 years, God has blessed me with a baby. One thing you should know is that you cannot pamper an only child and it will become 10 children for you. But on the other hand, you can raise an only child very well and he will become as useful as 10 children. So, dear parents, no matter how much, we all love our children, okay? With that love, or because of the love, raise them well, discipline them when they need to be disciplined, show your children love. But then again, there is always the right balance. Too much of everything is bad. Number 4, try not to insult your children. Yes, when children misbehave, focus on the misbehavior and deal with it. See, leave your children's their bodily physique, or you insult them with their shortcomings. A child is not quick in learning. You begin to call the child mumu, dondi, you are too slow, you are too